All right, we're here with Kayla and Sam, the ASU Stunt Devil head coach and assistant head coach. Good friends of mine, known them for a while. Wanted them to be able to kind of show you guys kind of what they do, kind of the program that they're building, and kind of let you know what they expect if you ever want to be part of their team. Kayla, Sam, how's it going?
It's going.
That's good. All right, so obviously I know you guys, I've known you guys for a long time, but obviously we want to inform these people that are watching kind of who you are and kind of what your experience is. So like, how long have you been coaching for, Kayla?
I started coaching in college. One of my good friends begged me to come coach camp with him over the summer. And I said, okay. And I have been coaching ever since. That was like junior highs and high schools, way back in Southern California. And I moved on to coaching high schools, coaching all-star, and now coaching college. So.
How long have you been coaching the ASU Stunt Devil program for?
I've been coaching stunts since we started in 2018. So this is our 6th season.
And what about you, Sam? How long have you been coaching for?
I started coaching gymnastics when I was 14, just doing like little baby classes. And then I actually came to work for at Dauntless about a year ago. And then I started coaching ASU about a year ago now.
Sam, you coach gymnastics, you've been coaching ASU. Now this is your first season coaching ASU, and obviously you've been in the cheer industry coaching, or at least doing cheer for quite some time now. What got you into coaching, Kayla, and then what got you into coaching Sam?
Friends telling me that I'd be good at it, other coaches telling me I'd be good at it, and then I kind of took the leap and really went into it. And then once we moved here to Arizona 6 years ago, I felt like I had my own, ability to hold my own in the coaching world to jump in and coach at the college level. So.
What about you, Sam?
I've just been in this world, like cheer and gymnastics, for so long, and I just can't seem to get away.
Yeah. So obviously your team has grown exponentially over the last, at least 3 years, because I think we've been helping you guys out since 2020. So, I mean, you guys started with like 18 on your team, I think the first year, and God, I think, last year you guys exploded to 50 plus, and then you wanted to tailor it back purposefully because there was a lot of kids last year and you got crazy. So now I think you're at like 36? Yeah. And I mean, you had kids on wait lists. The tryouts are crazy. I mean, it was packed. It was awesome. What is one thing that you try to instill in these athletes that are wanting to be part of your ASU stunt program?
2 things. I try to instill 2 things in my athletes. One, first and foremost, they will all tell you that I demand respect, not just for myself, but for anybody that coaches them, their teammates, themselves. I believe that respect is paramount, and it's something that people who stay on my team for 3-4 years, they really know that we have a mutual respect for each other. They understand what I want from them, and they know the boundaries that we have for each other. The second thing is just the drive and motivation to be disciplined. Our sport at this age is so easy to just be lazy and do whatever you want. And I think that this team, especially cutting down to 36 athletes that really, really want it, is so important. And it's really made this team have a different kind of drive and motivation to be disciplined and to do well. And I think we'll see over the next 4 years, especially as our young athletes grow, that they're just going to be some of the best athletes that you've ever seen out of our program. So.
Yep. And then you have rare exceptions like Sam, who is a 45-year-old stuck in a 21-year-old or 22-year-old's body.
Absolutely.
So, Grandma Sam, what do you try to instill in in these athletes? I know this is your first year, but what are you really wanting them to take away from this or learn from you?
I really think it's just responsibility. Not everything's going to get done at practice. Holding themselves to coming outside of practice and working on those high-level skills, working on their tumbling. They just need to take responsibility for it.
All right, so obviously, prior to you even coming onto the scene, 4 or 5 years ago? 6 years ago, there wasn't an ASU stunt.
There was a stunt team in the state of Arizona.
There was a struggling club team, if you will.
Competitive cheer.
Right. Obviously, they had some rough times trying to find coaches, get coaches to stay, getting athletes to stay. But you came along and you were able to not only turn that around, but turn that around to a thriving team. So how did you do that? How did you get them to turn around and get out of that mindset of traditional show cheer and, be like, hey, let's do stunt instead?
I never got the opportunity to do stunt myself. I come from a cheer background. I did all-star cheer, I did college cheer. I was that typical person, but I was also a huge proponent of stunt at the high school level in California and really pushing that along. And so when we started stunt, it was not just the fact that we had to get people to come to our team, we had to convince them to try a new sport that they were completely unfamiliar with. And so what I did was I took the most talented athletes that I could find and built the program around them. They were our mainstays for 4 or 5 years. Sam was one of them. She was on our second team. And we really used them as the cornerstone of our program to really build it up. And then we exploded, I think, just because we had so much structure, we had so many athletes bought in, and seeing what we were doing, being the only stunt program in the state for a very long time. Now we do have 3 other colleges participating, but for 3-4 years, 5 years. GCU only came around 2 years ago. Yeah, I think so. So we were the only program in the entire state at any level, club, junior high, high school, or college, and people were intrigued by it. And I think that's what really helped us build our program. And as a Division I school, it was really helpful for kids to see that they had opportunities that weren't just sideline cheer when they came out of high school, especially people with a lot of skills. They want to continue competing, and maybe they didn't like competitive cheer, but stunt offers them that opportunity that they don't realize. And I think that's what really helped our program succeed, is that we have so many athletes that want to continue doing what they love, just in a different format.
So obviously over the last 3 years, we've gotten a good chance to know you, know your program. How would you say that Dauntless has been able to kind of like play a role in your program and your development and the structure of kind of what you guys are doing over there at ASU?
I love the fact that at ASU, we don't have the resources that we have here at Dauntless. We don't have the apparatuses to help our kids tumble safely. We don't have the spotters to help our kids tumble safely, to learn new skills safely. At our level, a lot of kids aren't learning new skills. And I think it's beautiful that we've come here and we do have kids getting new skills that they never had before, even though they're late into the tumbling game. They're 19, 20 years old and they're throwing tucks for the first time. And I love that. I think it's fantastic, and I think it builds their self-esteem. I know that our program has grown our tumbling aspect of stunt exponentially because of being here. The kids know what to expect. They trust the coaches. They really utilize this time to build those skills. And we wouldn't have been able to do that without this place for that. Like, I cannot spot athletes doing, fulls and things like that. They're all bigger than I am. And I'm perfectly content coming here and letting the coaches do their thing, work with them through skills, and it's been really, really beneficial for us.
That's what we've been happy to have you. Now, what about you, Sam? Because you've kind of had it on both ends of the coin. Now, you were one of the athletes that we had the privilege of working with, and now you're getting to see it from the coaching aspect. So, how would you say it was able to kind of help you while you were an athlete, and then obviously you're athletes now that you're a coach?
Obviously Dauntless has played a huge role in my life because I started here as an athlete and then I became a coach at Dauntless too. I think it really helped me a lot more with my technique because I never really got that one-on-one technique work with my tumbling. So it helped me a lot here. It helps that we have the dead mat here along the spring and tumble track. And yeah.
Obviously, we're a skills training facility. A lot of the kids that we saw at least try out for your team this last year were athletes of ours, and I couldn't tell you how many times they asked me, Don, what do I need to make ASU Stunt Devils? What is Kayla looking for? What does she want? What do they need? What do I need to have? What are you looking for in that athlete? What do they really need to have in order to really have a decent shot of making your team?
2 abilities: availability and coachability. Show up to practice and be willing to learn. That's it. I have athletes. There's one girl here right now. She came from soccer. She did a little bit of stunt in high school. Never did cheer before. She came from soccer. She's one of our most coachable athletes, and she's always at practice. And she has grown so much just in the 3 months that we've been here this year because she is so coachable and she listens and does what we ask of her. And so while we love super talented athletes that come to our program, this is a team sport. And more than cheer, more than anything else, you have to rely on your team because you cannot do everything. You could try, but you're going to be really tired after 45 minutes of playing. So having that team aspect, being coachable, being available, I can teach you most skills, and I'm pretty confident in that. So we love talent, but be coachable, be available.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Kayla and Sam, for coming on in here and kind of letting everyone get a chance to know you and know what your program's about. Everyone, you all heard it, what they're looking for, kind of like what their philosophy is, mindset. Everything about ASU Stunt Devils. Can't say enough good things about this program. Love working with these two. They do a great job. Their athletes seem happy. And, for the most part, they're just going out there, they're killing it, and they're getting bigger and bigger every year, which means they're doing something right. So if you want to be part of this team, this culture, you know now what they're expecting. We hope to see you at the tryouts coming up in May.